Hello, it's Fast Charlie, and I've got a couple of ABUS padlocks here. They are the 7240. I also have one in purple. These have, well, this keyway, the red one. The red ones. This purple one has, looks like a Yale, but I have not found a key blank that will fit in there yet. If anyone has any idea what that might be, what kind of key blank that would take, let me know. I would love to figure it out. So we've got these guys here. These all came from the same lock lot on eBay, and they did not come with keys. And I got to messing with them, and I thought, well, what in the world? These look kind of like an American keyway profile. So I put a key blank in there, and sure enough, it fit perfectly. It's just a little bit floppy in there. I'll show you later. But it works. And so I picked this one, and took it apart, and there were, I believe, 4 master wafers in here. And I took them out, made this key. I mean, at first I thought it was 0-bitted, but it's not. And then I made this key, put it in this one, and sure enough, it worked. So I don't know. I have not taken this one apart. I don't know if there are master wafers in there. I assume there are. But we're going to go ahead and pick this, and then we're going to do something else. We're going to take it apart. But before we do that, I saw that Albert LaBelle had posted a question on one of the Facebook groups about some of the Sparrow's bypass tools, and I think one of them, they had a question about whether or not anybody had experience using them, was about the ABUS bypass tool. I've never used one of those tools, but I did do some investigating, and I did some messing around with taking this apart, and I got some music wire, some 59 thousandths diameter music wire. It's comes in handy. And I made this guy and messed around, and seems to work, at least most of the time. But I'll go over this in more detail in just a bit. We're going to pick this one here. This is the one that, this one shouldn't have any master wafers in it. Should just be regular old pins. I think that was 4. I believe that was 5. Oh, I just slipped off of 3. One went. Oops. What did I just do? Got just a tiny bit of counter rotation there. When I picked that last one, I'm not sure if it was 2 or 3. Wasn't really keeping track of which pin I was on. There we go. So, not too difficult to pick, but they are definitely fun. I think that they're really fun. I would say that if you're having trouble with an American, like an 1100, I would give these a shot. Play around with these a bit. So anyway, well, what we're going to do is we're going to see if I can. Well, and I'll show you this one. This one works with that same key. I think I already said that, but I don't know. We're going to see if we can get in here. It's all locked up. Now these do not have, they do not come with the anti-bypass wafers like the newer Americans do. So what I do, or what I have found to work, is what I did is I'll go over some of these measurements in just a bit, but I made a little mark of where it needs to be. And I did that by taking the lock apart and then putting this through, putting this core in, and then messing around and figuring out exactly where it needed to be. So I put this little tiny mark right here with a file so that when it's lined up with the lock, the edge of the core, it should work. So I'm putting this in upside down, kind of right along, right inside this little slot here. Now we need to keep an eye on this, and I need to move this around, figure out. There it goes. Now it's all the way in. I lifted it up and it went all the way in. Now I need to pull it down just a little bit and see if I can get it to pop. It's not a perfect science here, at least not with this one. I'm gonna try that again. Okay, now I'm in, and I need to make sure it's on the actuator. Again, it's not this is something that I totally built myself and filed. We're gonna just keep on trying. Oops. Okay, there we go. There. I think it's in seated correctly now. Oops. Nope, it's not. That is unfortunate. It's one of those things that it feels right when it's right, and then it doesn't feel right when it's not right. It's hard to explain. I had never done it before. I'm gonna just grab this one. Okay, now we're in. I kind of worked my way through there, and I think we're ready to go. No way. There, finally got that one. You know, I'm going to give this a shot. I guess this one a shot again. I was turning a little bit. It's a little deceptive. There, I'm in that slot. And now, there, now I should be in the right spot. There. It's one of those things, like I said, it's just when you're in the right spot, you kind of feel it. So what I'll do is I'll just leave those there, but I'll show you kind of what I've been doing and what I did. Again, it started out as 59 thousandths. So that little mark, that is right here. It looks like it is like 1 and right around 100 thousandths. Like 1 and 1/10 of an inch. So, and then the shaft, the biggest spot of the shaft is about probably 75 thousandths would be best. It looks like it gets up to around 80 thousandths. That's why I tried to make the shaft. Is that right? That can't be right. What am I doing? Is that right? I'm so confused right now. Hold on. I need to recalibrate this. Sorry about that. Okay, sorry. That didn't make any sense because it only started out as 59 thousandths wide. So, looks like it's about 45 thousandths thick at the shaft. And then, so this is about, what is that, 70 thousandths tall? Somewhere on there. The tip is about 70 thousandths, 75 thousandths long. You just kind of have to play with it. And then what I did is I made this angle. It'll be easier if I use a pick. But I made this end right here a knife edge like that, so that it can kind of wedge in between the actuator and the tailpiece. So I don't know. It seems to work, and it worked on those two. I couldn't get it to work on this one. So I don't know. I have no idea, but it's definitely working on these two independently. So we will go ahead and take this guy apart and maybe show how that works a little bit. So what that does is you have to imagine this thing is right along here. Right here. And then when you put it up here, you can actually get it in. Wedge it in right up against here, and you bring it down, and then you can flop it up. So what you're doing is you're taking this, wedging it in, and then moving this piece right here. So what it would look like if you were doing it with a bigger tool, is you would be throwing this clockwise. This piece right here would be going clockwise. Boy, I am hitting the camera. But that's what's going on. We're going to take this clip off. I'll just show you these pins real quick. We use an American follower here. And a really short guy. Another really short pin. Like I said, I really thought that at first that these were zero bitted, but when I looked closer, they're not. But none of these have any serrations in them. None of these key pins do. I don't know if that's just because they are too short. we have a standard in one, and all these springs are just these little steel springs. Got a spool in 2, spool in 3, spool in 4, and I'll push those springs down. Come on by. And a spool in 5. And here they are, close up. Nice looking pins. Be nice if they had some serrations. But, well, that's that. It's, I don't know how helpful this little bypass driver info is. Again, I just made it early this morning, and I've used it maybe 5 times. And it seems to work. It's a little tricky, but from what I understand, the ones that the bypass tools that you purchase from manufacturers, those are kind of hard to use too. It's my understanding. Like I said, I've never used them, but that's how I built my own, and for this particular lock. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. Be good and be well.